Hello.
What's going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Borderlands 3 video, and today we're going to be going through the updated Shoulder of Fortune build following post-patch and the release of the embargo. We are going to be showing you what's going to be included in a stacked save file with arms race loot and exactly why it is this build does so much damage. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week. Otherwise, let's get straight into this video. So first of all, as we've already covered this build in a previous video, we will just briefly go over the absolute basics of this build. First of all, the big thing is that commitment is the most important skill in this build. It will stack damage upon damage upon damage when you're using a Seeing Dead class mod, and we're talking about thousands of % of gun damage. What that means is you're not going to need other traditional gun damage skills like Synchronicity and Donnybrook. You're also not going to need Confident Competence. Now, if you remember the patch that came out today, Confident Competence is going to be moved down to the bottom of the skill tree and swapped with Distributed Denial. We're not using that, so we're not affected by that. We're also using both Death Follows Close and we're using Seeing Red. These skills are going to be flipped, but as we're using both of them, we are going to be unaffected, although we are going to lose a little bit from Death Follows Close because that has been nerfed today. In terms of the build itself, we have 3 points into the red tree, 10 points into the green tree, then pretty much a full purple tree and a full blue tree. What this is going to be able to do is it's going to give you all the damage that you need using the commitment skill, give you that added protection of the barrier, and then you can just do insane things with this build, as you'll have seen from the footage. In terms of the gear, the biggest and best gun that I have seen so far in terms of arms race loot is the Tizzy, and this is exceptionally good on Zane. Now, anointments wise, the only thing you should be looking for on weapons is next to magazines and mixing that elements up. So for example, we have next to magazines shock here, or for example next to mags cryo here in the redistributor, meaning that we'll be firing radiation and cryo at the same time, because we're always going to be firing our Mantis cannon, which is giving us ASCs, and we're going to take an additional ASC from here. So we're going to be mixing 3 elements up on our weapon at all times, which is going to give us maximum effectiveness against a ton of enemies. Then when you think about the relationship that the redistributor has with the barrier, every single shot is going to be amped on the redistributor, so it's going to do a ton of damage, and that's really where all our damage and mobbing effectiveness comes from. Then we can use a weapon like the Tizzy, matching the elements up to the bosses to do insane damage when it comes to bossing. I'm also going to include some Zane anointed fireflies in there. We're also going to have a Dark Army in there, and Plasma Core. Notice they're all next to mags, and that is because the Mantis Cannon is going to give us next to mags all the time. Another thing to note, do not use a Pearl here. Pearl will add gun damage, and we don't need any more gun damage. We're going to be using an Icebreaker Victory Rush as our artifact, and we've got a Seeing Dead here. Notice that the Seeing Dead effective bonus now is 10% following the patch, but I have a magazine size and a SMG and pistol damage here. So as I said before, I am going to include this save file on my Discord, and we're also going to be able to push that to console players as well. Make sure you click the link below in the description to get onto the Discord. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week. And otherwise, I'll catch you on the flip.